guys? Jake Cofield, the Keto Nurse. Got a video coming for you tonight. So we're going to cover, this topic could go on and on, but I'm going to cover athletic performance and exogenous ketones. We're going to talk about mainly CrossFit and exogenous ketones. God, man, you know, the debate between the CrossFit world and the ketogenic world is one that does not need to be had, man. While I'm about to just go ahead and just pour me some of this blue ocean in here because your boy's about to get ready to hit the gym. But CrossFit and ketones, they can coexist, guys. There's no reason for it not to. I've had so many people reach out to me and say that they can't do blue ocean, baby. They can't do exogenous ketones because they're doing CrossFit. So let me break down some science here for you fellas. There are so many performance athletes who have switched over to keto, the ketogenic diet, for one, because of the inflammation and the endurance that they get from it. But what a lot of endurance athletes have found is that they work better with carbohydrates in their system and ketones in their system. So for you to have carbohydrates in your system basically makes it impossible for you to do a ketogenic diet. So what can you do? You can drink exogenous ketones. You can drink Keto Max. So there's a lot of people in the CrossFit community who are making fun of other people at their CrossFit gyms by taking exogenous ketones. And it's like I said in my other video, if you're going to make fun of somebody else for getting the step to better their life, then shame on you, man. You know, shame on you. Like, because if they're taking exogenous ketones, for one, they're taking that easy way in. It's not the easy way out. They're taking the easy way into a better life, man. You know, decrease inflammation, decrease the joint pain, increase energy, increase focus, decrease your appetite, those carb cravings. It gets those out of here. And if you're going to make fun of somebody by, you know, at least being desperate enough to take that step, then shame on you. You know, you should reevaluate yourself, for one. And for two, if they're at your CrossFit gym and you're making fun of them by taking something else, shame on you, because they're at your gym. They're at a gym. It doesn't even have to be your gym. They're at a gym, which means they're there trying to take that step to better themselves. If you make fun of somebody in that gym, what are the chances of them coming back? No pun intended, slim to none. So if somebody is making that step, you need to freaking support them and encourage them to continue on whichever path they choose to be on to continue to a better and healthier life. So shame on you. We need to stop that crap right now. All of y'all. Man, I swore I wasn't going to rant. Anyway, CrossFitters. The Georgia Savage race was 2 weeks ago. Or no, I'm sorry, it was last weekend. Me and my best friend Tyler, has never tried ketones before in his life. I ran the race fasted. I drank exogenous ketones before the race. He ran the race fasted, drank exogenous ketones before the race. I'm not going to call any names or any groups or anything, but there were a bunch of CrossFitters there at that race whom I know of, and we finished well before they did. I have never done a race like this before in my life, and I spoke personally with some of them, and they said that they hit the wall halfway through. Guess who didn't hit the wall? Me and my friend. Guess who took exogenous ketones before the race? Me and my friend. Now, CrossFit. I'm not dissing you, because actually I want to dabble into CrossFit now that my joints don't hurt from ketones, to where I can actually do that stuff. And I do have the physical endurance to do that. I would love to do that. The intensity of it and the camaraderie with it, I think, is something that I want in my life. So don't push me away from that. Anyway, exogenous ketones in CrossFit. I had a girl today tell me that she can't do ketones, and that her coach laughed at her and told her don't take stupid ketones. She didn't need them for CrossFit because they need explosive movements. Well, let me tell you something. CrossFitters usually eat paleo, right? Paleo means you got more seeds and nuts and higher carbs and all that stuff. But paleo is essential keto, just higher carb, which is fine. But let me tell you what happens when you have ketones and carbohydrates in your body. Yes, your body's preferred energy source is glucose. That's what we have evolved it to run off of. Was it your preferred energy source hundreds of thousands of millions of years ago? No, we ran off ketones. We ran off fat. Cavemen were freaking jacked, and they ate the fattiest part of the animal that they killed first. They had explosive movements, trust me, because they needed to catch that animal. But today's society, we run off sugar. So if you eat carbohydrates and you have sugar in your system, your body is going to use those for explosive movements. That's what glycogen comes in at. It will release glycogen. Me, for instance, my body still has some glycogen left in it, even though I'm in a constant state of ketosis with or without my exogenous ketones, just strictly from my diet. I just tested my ketones before I drank this, and I was at 3.6 millimolar. 3.6 millimolar was extremely high. I feel good there. My body is freaking using its fat for fuel. But I'm still taking exogenous ketones, and you ask me why. Because the science behind exogenous ketones and athletic performance, you can look up Dr. Jacob Wilson, who is an innovator with the Prove It product. They did a study on mice. They injected mice with beta-hydroxybutyrate, which is exactly what is in a ketone supplement. Study showed that the heart of that mice worked 38% better. 38% better, more cardiac function with beta-hydroxybutyrate as its energy source. Now think about that. But not only did it do that, it decreased the oxygen needed to fuel that heart. So therefore, your heart works better with less oxygen. So while you're in the gym and you're pushing and pushing and pushing, and think of the benefits that would be throughout your entire body to do more with less. That's why when people talk to me, I've been in the gym for almost 2.5 hours, which I know is too long to be in there, but I feel so good and I never, ever, ever get tired because my body is fueled by these exogenous ketones. That's what I take as a pre-workout now, is a ketone supplement, because it fuels your body and the oxygen requirement is so less that you can continue to go and go and go. So think about that, CrossFitters. If you need to do all these CrossFit races and everything that you do, wouldn't you want a supplement that literally makes you bulk proof? So even if you wanted to eat a ketogenic diet or not, and you had carbohydrates in your system, your body is going to use dual fuel sources. Think about that. You can run off of glucose and ketones at the exact same time. So with that said, there was also a study done where they gave mice ketones. The mice, and then they gave the mice a standard, carbohydrate diet. The mice went 38% longer than the carbohydrate fueled mice. Not only did they go longer, but they went 32% farther as well. So think about it, man. I mean, there's no reason why there should be a CrossFit and keto debate. I mean, we're all in it for the same purpose. It's for a healthier life. How you get there is up to you. But don't discourage somebody else for getting there on a different path. You know what I'm saying? So the benefits of exogenous ketones with CrossFit are there. There's no reason, there's a stereotypical thing that keeps coming with these ketone supplements and everybody making fun of each other. You can make fun of me all freaking day long, but guess what? I finished that race about 200 spots ahead of all of y'all, and I finished it about 45 minutes before all of y'all, and I went to the gym after I got done. Okay, so there's science behind this, man. I'm not even bashing y'all for me doing better in the race. I'm just telling you that there is some science behind this, and if people would open their mind to exogenous ketones, maybe the world would be a better place. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, some of the science behind some ketones right now, I'll go ahead and tell you, and I'm going to read this from a study that I've been doing, and it's right here, and I'll read it. I mean, I don't know everything. I study this stuff, and sometimes, there's so much information about keto, I got to read some stuff. So, these are the exact findings that they did. For one, CrossFit with muscle repair. I'm just going to read it directly from the study. It says, in 1988, they determined that beta-hydroxybutyrate itself promotes muscle protein synthesis and decreases the breakdown of leucine, the primary amino acid responsible for triggering muscle protein synthesis and thus muscle growth. So preventing its breakdown can help preserve and grow muscle. With brand new data from a project that we collaborated with Dr. Mike Roberts, Labs showing that beta-hydroxybutyrate ketone salts, which is this, prove it ketones, Keto Max, what I take, increased muscle protein synthesis even in the presence of a standard American diet. The newest study showed that adding a ketone to a standard post-exercise recovery beverage enhanced the post-exercise activation of mTOR, which is a strong indicator of higher muscle protein synthesis. mTOR, they used to sell this stuff at GNC. It was called Anator by Muscle Tech. It's like the ultimate muscle growth cell in our body is the mTOR cell. So to activate that cell with ketones, I mean, why would you not, man? And then here's some of the things that they concluded from the studies. So ketones decrease the level of plasma lactate during the exercise, which means you're not getting that lactic acid buildup when you don't burn, which is why I can continue to work out forever. You have steady muscle glycogen stores. So there's actually even a study where people were on a ketogenic diet, and their post-exercise glycogen stores were no different than people on a paleo or a standard diet, because when you break down fat, it has that glycerol backbone, like I said a long time ago. That's your sugar. That's why you don't bottom your blood sugar out when you have ketones in your body. Because your body is still producing that. Let's see here. What else? There was reduced protein breakdown, because we also know that ketones are muscle sparing. I did a 5-day fast and gained 0.1% of muscle mass. So, I mean, you don't lose muscle on ketones. And you increase performance. They did a study on cyclists. They went 411 meters longer than the other people on a regular diet. Think about that, man. Why would you not want to perform better? Because of your ego says, I don't need ketones. That's fine, because if we're running a race together, I'm going to be on ketones, and if your ego says you don't, then my performance is going to beat your ego any day, and that medal's going to have my name on it, okay? And let's see what else. And the consistently lower respiratory exchange ratios during exercise, which means you're not using as much oxygen as you would require had you not had it. So, I mean, the benefits are there, guys, whether it be CrossFit, long distance running. The guy who invented the book on long distance running, his name's Tim Noakes. Look it up. It's called The Lore of Running. And Mark Sisson, the guy was literally on every single cover of Runner's Journal, Runner's Digest, or whatever it was. He's ketogenic. I mean, I'm not asking you to go keto. I'm just asking you to not make fun of those who are keto because you think what you do is better, because nothing fits for everybody, guys. Keto isn't for everybody, but exogenous ketones are. There's nobody who cannot benefit from exogenous ketones in their body. So, CrossFitters, whichever gym I join when I move back to Alabama soon, you're going to see me in my CrossFit, or you're going to see me in my ketone shirts. You're going to see me carrying around my keto shaker. You're going to see me drinking my ketones. You're going to see me eating my ketogenic diet. Guess what? You can laugh at me. I don't care. We'll still be friends. I promise you we will, because I don't care what you think. Because the science that goes into my body speaks for itself, man. So there is you some examples of how exogenous ketones can benefit you with CrossFit. So endurance. CrossFit is about endurance, if I'm not mistaken. So tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I've been keto for almost 5 months now, and this might not seem like a lot of weight to y'all, but to me it is because I'm throwing up 240 on decline bench press, which is an exercise I couldn't even do 4 months ago, much less have weight on the bar. I couldn't even do the exercise because of my shoulders hurt so bad. So now that the inflammation is gone in there, and ketones or muscle sparing, y'all see I've gotten a lot bigger, I've gotten a lot thinner, and I feel a lot better. So, you know, for me, ketones is where it's at. It's where it's always going to be, and I'm going to continue to push that word. I'm going to continue to spread that movement, because there's no reason why nobody should not have exogenous ketones unless you just don't want them, which is completely fine. I'm not going to bash you for that, but don't bash anybody else for wanting that. Ketones have benefits for anyone. In CrossFit, I mean, let's join forces, man. CrossFitters, come on. Hit me up. If you want to talk about exogenous ketones, if you want to debate exogenous ketones, we can, because guess what? CrossFit and keto go hand in hand, man. Paleo and keto are basically cousins. You know what I mean? No pun intended to Alabama about being cousins and all that other stuff, but I mean, ketones is going to be where I'm running my life off of for fuel. So, I'm going to prove it every day. What are you going to do? Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Throw some comments in here. CrossFitters, you see this video when I put it out, throw a comment down there. Let's chat. Let's have a debate, a healthy debate. And let's get on the same page, man. We're all in it for the same goal, right? We all want to be healthy, we want to get happy, and we want to live forever. And we want to be jacked and shredded while we do it, right? All right, guys, so that was my rant. I did pretty good today. My mind is just pretty on a cool, calm, and collective feeling right now. I just popped this blue ocean in me, though, so I know I'm going to be jacked here in a second. It's going to be gym time. So let's have a debate, man. Let's talk about it. Let's join forces, and let's just take over the world together because we want to be healthy, right? You know, there's no reason for us to be fighting over what works better for each other, you know. Let's just join forces, and if it works, and let's do it together, guys. All right, keep it keto. God bless. I love y'all. Hit me up if you need anything. I'm here. Ketogenic diets. I'm doing those for people. Ketone supplements. I'm doing those for people. You let me know what you need. I got you, man. So y'all hit me up. God bless. I love y'all. Keep it keto.